Talk about a contrast. That's how it works in college football at times. The Badgers 1 week face a team with a triple option that runs the ball about 90% of the time. And then the following week, you have Purdue with a slightly different philosophical approach on offense. We'll check out some of the highlights from Saturday's game as the Badgers travel to West Lafayette to take on the nationally ranked Purdue Boilermakers. This week's player conversation, we'll visit with outside linebacker Nick Herbig. What an impression he is making a year and a half into his career. And we'll have our weekly chat with head coach Paul Chryst. All coming up on the Badgers Sports Report. The clock is at 7. Now down to 5. O'Connell takes back to throw, pressured and sacked. Chanel and Sanborn getting to the quarterback. Those two inside linebackers. 1st and 10. O'Connell under center. A play fake. Back to throw under pressure. And he gets walloped by Leo Chanel. My goodness. Clean path to the quarterback. And Chanel brought it. Snap to O'Connell, looks to throw, fires over the middle. That's intercepted by John Torchio at the 30, running right to the 20, 15, to the 10, to the 5, and down near the goal line. They'll mark at the 1. First down, goal to go is John Torchio. They call him the jewelry thief, and he delivers for the Wisconsin defense late in quarter number 2. Braylon Allen, the running back. Jack Dunn wide right, motions left, hand off Allen. Off to the right side, has room at the 10, 15, 20. Allen to the 30, Allen to the 40. Outside the numbers 50, 45, 40, 35, 30. Tripped up inside the 30-yard line of Purdue as Braylon Allen pops a big one off the right side of the line. Badgers back in business after a 69-yard run from the freshman. Jalen Franklin, the tight end, motions right to left. Burt's under center, takes the snap, gives to Malusi, gets hit behind the line of scrimmage, sheds the defender inside the 20 to the 15, to the 10, to the 5, touchdown Wisconsin. Oh, what an effort by Ches Malusi on a play that looked like it would be a negative yardage play. He turns it into a 20-yard touchdown run as the Badgers take the lead. Brock Thompson out to the left. O'Connell in the gun, back to throw, under pressure, steps up, buys time, now floats on up, and it's intercepted at the 20, 25-yard line, and shy of the 30, brought down on the play. Another Wisconsin interception as the Badgers deliver again, and it's Colin Wilder coming up with the pick for Wisconsin.
Play fake, Mertz, back to throw, lines up. He's a deep right side, DK got it. Touchdown, Wisconsin!
Hit behind the line of scrimmage and thrown down by Leo Chanel. Touchdown, Wisconsin! Kendrick Pryor! Mertz floats it deep left side, dropped it in the bucket. There is a big, big win for the Wisconsin Badgers.
The Badger Sports Report with Paul Chryst is presented by UW Health, the healthcare team for the Badgers. Learn more at uwsportsmedicine.org. And is brought to you by the Construction Business Group, Wisconsin operating engineers and respected contractors. BuildingWisconsinTogether.com.
When you've been injured, you need the hometown team on your side. Trust us to get you back in the game. Call Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of Wisconsin Badger Athletics. One call, that's all.
You'll hear things like, you're gonna need to see a specialist.
That what you have is serious, like really serious.
And then you meet them, your medical team.
With research and clinical trials and new treatments.
With better procedures that lead to better results.
Then it hits you, you're gonna be okay.
UW Health. Remarkable medicine. Remarkable care.
Hard work, sweat, knowledge in your own 2 hands. These are the tools that build Wisconsin. Leave your mark on the real world with zero debt and higher pay. All from day one. It's time to do work that works for you. Learn more at buildingwisconsintogether.com.
On this game day, Good Foods Guacamole would like to salute all you players, no matter what you seem to be playing. You, sir, are a winner. You, ma'am, triumphant, and thumbs up to whatever it is you're doing. So let's hoist a guac-laden chip to all you players out there. Good Foods Guac, made from the freshest avocado and the cleanest ingredients. So here's to all the players and whatever game it is they're trying to play. Game day is Guac Day. Good Foods Guac.
Injured? You need a team you can trust. Call Gruber Law Offices today. Serving the people of Wisconsin for over 30 years. Gruber Law Offices, a proud partner of Wisconsin Badger Athletics. One call, that's all.
We capitalize on all the opportunities that we should have, and giving our offense the ball back, it's just a momentum change in the game.
You took the words out of Scott's mouth in the locker room. He's like, it's contagious. I mean, once one happens, I mean, everybody believes, and it's been awesome. So proud of everybody. Like Torch made a great play today. Leo, I think he had like four sacks or something like that. Something ridiculous. Henny and Sanborn almost got one, almost got a takeaway. So everybody was flying around to the ball today. And again, just so proud of our defense and our whole team.
I mean, they've been playing lights out all year. Being able to come out on the field with a short field is really nice, and kind of gives you that confidence, gives you that little push. And I mean, those guys were making plays all day today, whether it be strips or just fumble recoveries, picks. It was really cool to see, and it kind of sparks that momentum, kind of keeps us rolling.
It definitely creates a lot of confidence, especially when we should have got out like that and kind of just completely take him out the game and force the quarterback to throw the ball elsewhere, man. It's fun, and you see the result, man. We created a lot of turnovers, something that the defense, we knew we had to do this game. And you see how it plays with the offense. You create turnovers, get the offense the ball a lot more, and it creates opportunities for everybody, man. Great Wisconsin football.
Coach Center was on us about getting the ball, and we knew this was going to be a great opportunity because they like to pass it a lot. So I think we took advantage of it really well.
Everybody executed really well, especially in that second half where we emphasized finishing so much, and we've struggled to do that. So to keep doing that over and over in that second half, I mean, so proud.
I'm just proud of the guys and the complete team win. We shot ourselves in the foot a couple times in the offensive end, and the defense bailed us out, kept going, kept forcing turnovers. So special teams did great. It was a great team win.
We're starting to get back. It's our brand of football. Wisconsin's known for running the ball over and over and over, just imposing our will on defenses. So getting back to that's really cool for us, and we can keep that going. I know we finished season really well.
It's always been there. I think it's more of just finding our identity. Kind of get back to the Wisconsin football where we're going to try to run it down your throat, and just kind of get back to that confident on every play.
You go into every game with that, the confident idea of we're going to execute in the run and pass. And today it was a clear show that the run game was working. We knew there were some places we could have got some passes. I had one to Ken on the sideline, got to just put a little more heat on it, and it was a touchdown. So for us, it's if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
We knew it was going to be a battle, and every win doesn't have to be perfect. We just have to win. And I think everybody responded really well today, regardless of the outcomes of some plays. I mean, the defense got hit in the mouth early. The offense got hit in the mouth. I mean, it was one of those type of games. How do you respond to that? And I think we all responded so well.
I don't want to look too far ahead, but once we got a second chance to realize, we have a shot to win the West, it uplifts the team. And so for us to capitalize on the opportunities was big for us, and we know we had to come away with a win in this game. So we just got to do it again next week.
We believe in education. We believe in public schools. At WEA Member Benefits, we believe in helping Wisconsin public school employees and their families achieve their financial goals by providing personal insurance, retirement and investment, and financial planning programs that are designed specifically for the education community. WEAbenefits.com.
My favorite breakfast is Odyssey yogurt. I asked Mommy where it comes from, and she took me to a dairy farm to learn all about milk and, most importantly, cows. Wisconsin cows are definitely the happiest, which means they make the tastiest yogurt. My favorite is blueberry. What's your flavor? Support your local farmers. EIEI Odyssey.
We talk a lot about veteran players, the super seniors who are really important to the program this year for the Wisconsin Badgers. We thought for this segment this week we would kind of circle back to some of the younger guys. And Paul, there was a time, and I guess it was a while ago now, when you think of offensive linemen that you probably need to be around for, at least into the third year or beyond if you're redshirt before you play. I guess that train left the station quite a while ago because you got some young guys who've earned the right, but they're really young and being counted on to be a big part of the team right now.
Yeah, you're right, and maybe it's showing our age. I remember, when I was playing Paul Gruber, he really started 2 years, and it ends up being, top 5 pick in the draft, and that just kind of seems like what it's been, but we do, you look up front and Joe Tippmann and Nelly and Tanner Bortolini, and defensively, you kind of sometimes lose sight of the fact Nick Herbig's in his second season, and Chim, and you've got a number of those, and so it's we've been getting some great contributions from what we would have considered young players, and I think that is certainly it's been kind of going that way probably the last few years, and it's a credit to them for coming in, shoot Braylon Allen, what he's been giving us right now, and so it's I think you're going to see more and more of it probably, but it is still impressive.
Joe Rudolph has stressed versatility on the offensive line, and the players have certainly taken that to heart. You think of Tanner Bortolini, who had to jump in at center last year when Caden Lyles got hurt. Cormac Sampson can play everywhere. That matters. It takes, I would imagine, a certain amount of smarts, but as you mentioned, even one of your recent radio shows, there's also a demeanor. You can't make it too big, right? That's a big part of it.
Yeah, I think that's a combination, and certainly there's an aspect where you talk about, they're smart, and I think a lot of it is aware. They're aware enough to know kind of what's happening around them, so when it does move out a spot or 2 spots, they're like, okay, I know what we're trying to do, and once you get to the techniques, it's still, if I'm working in combination with someone instead of working with a center, I'm now working with a tackle maybe. But it's I think there is another part of it, like we were talking about before, where there's kind of a demeanor of making it not too big of a thing, but also understanding, it is a little bit different, and so acknowledging that and then putting the time and effort into it.
Always a chuckle. We've talked about Nick Herbig a couple of times in the past. As well as he has performed, he could have a day where he has 5 quarterback sacks, and he's going to tell you how bad he was, right? Maybe that's part of what makes him so good.
I think it is, and you're exactly right about that. And he's one of those guys that he loves the game of football, and he comes out and he works every time he's on the field. He's in Coach April's office all the time, and there's truly, when people talk about passionate about the sport, he is every bit of that. And you're right, there is kind of that edge, where I can be better, and I think it's really fun to see and believe, because that is what drives him. And there's been times where I said, boy, I thought you played pretty well, and he will give me quite the other answer on that one. I said, well, good, there's room for improvement, but I sure like the way you played, but he is awesome to be around every day.
It reminds me when you tell that story of the story you told about Dakota Dixon. We're going back, I guess, 5 years, the LSU game. He gets an interception to seal the game, and then the next morning you're watching from your office. He's on his own. There's nobody in the stadium except for him, because he thought maybe he could be better in a couple of other areas. Right?
That will always stick with me, and because I was concerned, like, geez, we've robbed him of enjoying the moment. And in Dakota, and certainly in true fashion, he said, no, I appreciate it, but you know what? There was a couple things I wanted to do better, and so he's going to put the time in, and you're so grateful to have an opportunity to be around guys like that, and to be able to coach them, and just for them and how they impact others around them. It's part of their makeup. It's who they are, and for that you're always really grateful.
One other player, because you mentioned Chimere Dike, he's a sophomore, and much like Nick Herbig, you're checking a lot of boxes for the first time, right? Playing in front of big crowds at the college level, going to a class, not just a Zoom. But one of the things you always hear about wide receivers here, and probably any number of other programs, is there's running routes, there's catching passes, but there's other things involved, blocking, and that's been an area that sounds like it stood out to you and the staff.
I think just the way that he approaches it is very veteran-like. I think you talk about it and you hear people say it, we got to practice how we want to play. He really lives that. And you watch him and there's an energy about it. And I think, we've had a number of players talk about it, and we talk about it a lot as coaches, how, what you do can be contagious, and I think you talk about Nick Herbig, Leo, the way he goes about things, that's contagious. You see him put there, and in his own way, Chim does that. You watch him, and I don't care if it's practice or in a game, there's the huddle, and he will sprint out of the huddle, and he is truly all in and willing to do anything he can for this team, and that, his teammates see that, and I think everyone appreciates and respects him because of that. And sometimes I think it gets lost when you say, boy, he does a great job of blocking. He does all these other things. He's also a really talented receiver, and that sometimes I think gets lost in it just because they do the other things. And that's why he reminds me of Q when he first came on. And Q was the same thing. The linemen loved Q because every play he was going to put it out there, and I think it's the same with Chim.
Yeah, it's what makes him fun to watch. It's make this group fun to watch. The veterans are a big part of it. Don't get us wrong, but it's pretty exciting to watch these young guys grow and become the players they are right now, and pretty fun thought to think about what lies ahead for so many of these young Badgers. We'll take a break. We have more to come as we continue with a Badger Sports Report.
Compeer Financial has always been there for our clients and communities in any situation. And our support continues today as our clients work relentlessly to feed, clothe, and fuel the world. Compeer is proud to continue our strong commitment to our clients, the rural communities where they live, and to agriculture. We're here to help meet the financial needs of rural America, and we'll navigate through this together.
You'll hear things like, you're gonna need to see a specialist.
That what you have is serious, like really serious.
And then you meet them, your medical team.
With research and clinical trials and new treatments.
With better procedures that lead to better results.
Then it hits you, you're gonna be okay.
UW Health. Remarkable medicine. Remarkable care.
Well, Coach Chryst mentioned it last year. Any freshman who was going through like what we were all going through last year, that the second year, in a lot of ways, you're still checking the boxes that you normally would as a freshman, and that includes outside linebacker Nick Herbig, who's been off to a terrific start. As Badger fans know, Nick, to be able to actually have an off-season program uninterrupted and a training camp uninterrupted, you didn't have that opportunity last year. Is it just felt right, felt better to get you prepared for a season this time around?
Yeah, I'm grateful that I got the opportunity to have an off season and the opportunity to train with the people I did, to work on the things I need to work on. And I think that it's benefited me a lot this year so far.
You were obviously very good last year, but having that now as a sophomore the second time around, is it all making that much more sense? They always talk about it where the game can slow down for someone. You understand more what's going on. Has that been the case with you?
Yeah, it definitely slowed down a lot. I know the playbook, so I know my assignment now. I know what the guy next to me has, not just what I have, So it slows the game down in a lot of ways, because I know, okay, he's gonna have that gap, so I need this gap, but I can also bonus up on the other gap. So just things like that, the whole scheme-wise, everything's slowing down. I'm getting more comfortable with it, so it definitely is.
How much more complicated are the concepts defensively compared to what you had in high school back in Hawaii? Is it much more involved?
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot more to take in for sure. Coming from high school to college, it's a lot more complex. There's a lot more that goes into it. And the calls are changing week to week. Because we have to scheme different type of teams. Not every team is the same. You don't play the same team twice or three times in 1 year like how we used to in high school. So kind of, just finding that way that, okay, this thing relates, but it's going to be different for this week because it's a different team.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
This defense you guys have played so well. And the best defenses I've seen around here, when something goes wrong with the offense, where there's a turnover and you guys are backed up, it's almost like we could tell even from the press box you're angry. You're like, all right, we're gonna keep these guys out of the end zone for sure. It's a challenge. I guess it's not always ideal, but it seems like something you embrace. You get on the field, you're backed up to your own 5-yard line, but it's personal after that, right? Keep them out of the end zone, make them try to kick and get 3 points at most.
Oh yeah, it is personal. Every time we take the field, it's personal. We're trying to punch somebody in the mouth. But I mean, especially when we're backed up in our own end zone, our coach always preaches, bend but don't break. We'll be there and we got to bow up. We got to be strong and we got to put on for our team.
We talked about you mentioned it in a couple minutes ago about the variety of offenses that you face. I mean, you could face teams that are going to throw it around all day. You could face teams that are more run-oriented. What's in your perfect world, what's the kind of offense that you are best suited? You feel the most excited to go up against, or does it matter? You just take whatever is in front of you and go with it.
I just really take whatever's in front of me and just go with it. Whatever we're gonna prepare for. But I mean, if I could pick one, I'd love to go against the offense that just threw the ball every play, like 7-step drop. Quarterback hold the ball for 5 seconds, so I can just pass rush all day. But I mean, that's not ideal. So, but yeah, I like going against it all. Get to show what we as a defense can do.
Second time around, we mentioned you're from Hawaii, and you've had the opportunity this season with the opponents to actually hook up with a couple of old teammates, the Notre Dame game, the Michigan game. Given the fact that you're not here from Waukesha or Brookfield or Janesville, you're from Hawaii, that's got to be kind of cool just to be able to hook up with those guys, even if it's a couple of minutes after a game.
Oh, I mean, it's phenomenal, because like I said, like Hawaii boys, we got to stick together, Well, when we leave the Rock, we might be rivals in high school, but when we come here, we're all one, we're all together in that sense because we're all from the same Rock, So I think it was great. I got to see some of my best friends after the game. Got to catch up with them a little bit, talk story, and just see how they're doing. But it's always a great feeling in my heart, to see other boys making it out too.
Why is St. Louis school so good? I mean, it's like year in and year out when you think of the top high school programs in the country. At worst, you're mentioned, if not at the very top. What is it about that place?
I think it's just the culture, the culture that Coach Cal Lee and Ron Lee have created there. It's really a testament to them and what they have done over the years, that everybody's bought in to their scheme and the way they run things there. And I mean, it's definitely benefited me because, it made me to one of the players I am today, just going there and becoming a St. Louis man. So I'm forever grateful for them.
So you've been here a while now in Madison, the upper Midwest. Have you, how have you adapted to the winters and all the other stuff that's un-Hawaii-like? How's that going for you?
It's not like, it was cold. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna say it wasn't like, it was fine. But I mean, it was definitely cold. But I mean, it wasn't like anything that I couldn't bear, I kind of like the different seasons, I never got to experience that growing up. Like, I get to wear a cool jacket, or I get to wear some snow boots, or I get to wear long pants every day. Like, growing up, it was just surf shorts and a t-shirt, and so I kind of like it, I get to experience different things and get to see what it's like, because not every place is like Hawaii. So and I think it'll benefit me in the future, wherever I end up, and I'll know how to cope with the different seasons.
Yeah, see, that's what separates you. That's why you're so good, because you say you get to wear the warm weather gear. You get to wear the boots. A lot of us say, oh, we have to now. That's why you're good. That's Nick Herbig, outstanding outside linebacker for the Wisconsin Badgers. Stay with us, more to come as we continue with the Badgers Sports Report.
Hard work, sweat, knowledge in your own 2 hands. These are the tools that build Wisconsin. Leave your mark on the real world with 0 debt and higher pay. All from day one. It's time to do work that works for you. Learn more at buildingwisconsintogether.com.
On this game day, Good Foods Guacamole would like to salute all you players, no matter what you seem to be playing. You, sir, are a winner. You, ma'am, triumphant, and thumbs up to whatever it is you're doing. So let's hoist a guac-laden chip to all you players out there. Good Foods Guac, made from the freshest avocado and the cleanest ingredients. So here's to all the players and whatever game it is they're trying to play. Game day is Guac Day. Good Foods Guac.
The Badger Sports Report with Paul Chryst is presented by UW Health, the healthcare team for the Badgers. Learn more at uwsportsmedicine.org. And is brought to you by the Construction Business Group, Wisconsin operating engineers and respected contractors. BuildingWisconsinTogether.com.
Our thanks to outside linebacker Nick Herbig as well as head coach Paul Chryst. The Badgers return home and stay in the West Division as they take on the Iowa Hawkeyes. Kickoff at Camp Randall Stadium set for 11 a.m. We'll talk to you next week. Thanks for watching.
This has been a presentation from Learfield.
You'll hear things like, you're gonna need to see a specialist.
That what you have is serious, like really serious.
And then you meet them, your medical team.
With research and clinical trials and new treatments.
With better procedures that lead to better results.
Then it hits you, you're gonna be okay.
UW Health. Remarkable medicine. Remarkable care.
We believe in education. We believe in public schools. At WEA Member Benefits, we believe in helping Wisconsin public school employees and their families achieve their financial goals by providing personal insurance, retirement and investment, and financial planning programs that are designed specifically for the education community. WEAbenefits.com.
My favorite breakfast is Odyssey yogurt. I asked Mommy where it comes from, and she took me to a dairy farm to learn all about milk and, most importantly, cows. Wisconsin cows are definitely the happiest, which means they make the tastiest yogurt. My favorite is blueberry. What's your flavor? Support your local farmers. EIEI Odyssey.